Okay, dear Esther, as you know, today we are going to discuss object-oriented programming concepts in Python. So let me tell you, OOP is a programming paradigm. Uh, simply, we can say that paradigm means way to program. And you know, you have already listened these two words, object and oriented. Here object is very important keyword here. uh, During our studies we have been discussing about objects, and we are saying everything around us is object, just like the things which we can see, which we can touch. So in this programming paradigm, we are going to solve the problems just like we see different things in real world, in real life. So there are different features about object oriented programming language. For example, these two uh, keywords are very important. Here we have some classes. Now let me tell you what the class is. Class is a concept, just like if just like I can explain you, I can make you understand by some example. For example, if someone want to construct a house, before construction he might have to go to some architect, and he can share with the architect, I have this size of area or plot, I want to construct there some house or some institute or some building of this type. Then you know what architect is doing, he is developing a, you can say, map or model for the building. So that model is just a concept. It is not the actual building, it is just a concept. The same way in object oriented programming language, we have to define some classes, and in these classes we have to define uh, we have to define data and functions of some specific uh, thing, you can say. For example, because if we want to solve some problem, for example, if we want to solve some financial problem, then we might have some classes. For example, those are credit or debit, or if it is about bank, then bank could be a class. Then if there is a account holder, then all of these are classes. We must have to define data as well as function for each and every class. It is very basic concept of object oriented programming. Rather, I also can discuss with you, because I am used to teach these concepts to different classes. So just right now I have, so we can understand about objects and different concepts. So first of all, object oriented programming is a type of programming where objects and classes have significant role, just like I have shared with you. These two concepts are very important, classes and objects. So in OOP paradigm, classes and objects are significant. The object-oriented programming is based on real-world entities, just like I was discussing with you. If we are going to solve some financial problem, then these are real-world concepts: credit, debit, bank accounts. So these all of these are real world entities. To solve some problem using object oriented paradigm, first of all we have to identify the entities of the real world. uh, then these entities of real world will become classes in C++. These classes has its physical existence in the form of objects. Just like I just want to share here some sort of a very simple uh, code, and we can write that code in notepad. After that we can discuss over our IDE. So for example, if I want to create a class, then I have to use a class keyword. Then I have to use I have to make some sort of identifier. For example, bank. If I want to create class of bank, then you can see the class is a keyword and bank is an identifier. Then I can create different methods here. For example, in Python there is a specific method which is underscore underscore init. Init, full form of init is initialization, and this specific method is for uh, uh, constructors, because in different programming languages syntax and syntax and uh, way to write constructors is different. But in Python we have to use this predefined constructor which is underscore underscore init, then underscore underscore. It is a constructor. If we are writing comments in Python way, then it is a constructor. Okay, constructor. Okay, then let me tell you, we have to define body of this constructor. For example, self dot, if it is bank, then there is a name of bank. Self dot name is equal to name, and so on. So if there is some other code, then we can write here. Otherwise we can define some other method here. For example, def credit. Then there are some sort of parameters. There could be some sort of parameters and different uh, amount. Self dot amount is equal to amount. Okay, now it is a class. Whenever we will create the object of the class, then this class will be physically existing in the RAM of the system. Otherwise, if we are not creating object of this class, then this class is just a concept. This class is just a this class will never consume any space, and it is only a simple concept. Okay, now objects. When you approach a programming problem in an object oriented language, you no longer ask how the problem will be divided into functions, but how it will be divided into objects. We must have to identify the real world, real life objects, you can say, or concepts, whatever involved in problem statement, or you can say entities. Then thinking in terms of objects rather than functions has a surprisingly helpful effect on how easily programs can be designed. Just like you can see here, we are defining some sort of functions, some sort of methods. It is a credit. It is a There could be some other function, for example, debit, or and we can we can discuss some other example also. Okay, rather if it is credit, then the amount will be added. If it is debit, then amount will be uh, you can say subtracted. So these are some, these could be some sort of concepts. Okay, this results from the close match between objects in the programming sense and objects in the real world. So whenever we are discussing objects of real world, then we are saying everything around us is simply an object. So we are using the concepts of real world. So these are objects. And for example, physical objects, what are automobiles in traffic flow simulation, and electric components in a circuit design program, countries in an economics model, aircraft in an air traffic control system. So all of these things, automobiles and electric components, countries, aircrafts, all of these entities will be known as classes and objects. So it is some concepts are about objects and classes. So you already know, in real life, different objects might got some sort of properties from their parents. For example, if we are creating some class, for example class animal, then there could be some sort of constructor. I just want to uh, discuss very abstract level of concepts here. Then we might have some method, for example def sound. Then then there is a sound method. Every animal must have a sound. Then we can say there are different methods: def, uh, uh, color, and so on. So whenever we have different other classes, for example I have another class dog, then this class dog have some features from animal class, because all of the animals must have to produce some sort of sound. All of the animals must have some sort of color. They might eat different food, and so on. So in object oriented programming, inheritance is very important concepts. A child class can get some sort of features from the parent class. Then there are different concepts, but now we will discuss these concepts in practical demonstration, because without practical demonstration we would be unable to discuss it completely. So I am going to create a replit here. So we will discuss some concepts. Meanwhile, if you have any question regarding this object-oriented programming, whatever we have discussed, you can ask. Otherwise, otherwise we will discuss practically here. So
No,
so
no, no
because
question from my side.
rather than financial concepts, or rather than banking system, animal and the domain of animals is I think easy to understand. So I am going to discuss this example. If we have a class animal, then there is you can say some constructor. And let me tell you, in different programming languages, constructors are uh, developed in different way. You can see here are some parameters, and let me tell you, this self parameter is you can say compulsory in Python. It is uh, it has different uh, reasons. to have this self parameter. It have different roles, different functionalities. It can distinguish member variable with arguments. It does the first and very simple usage of this self is, I can demonstrate here. For example, if it is, yes, uh, I am writing self dot name is equal to name. So this name, this name, we will receive this name whenever we are calling this constructor. Then we are assigning this name variable, the value of this name, to the data member of this class. This self is telling us that this variable is member of the class, but this name is not member of the class, rather it is just a parameter. So then uh, there might be some other variables also. For example, species, we will, whenever we are going to create some class, then class of animal, then we might have to tell that what type of species it is. Then if we have another method, because we have discussed in previous session that we are using def keyword to define a method make sound. We know every animal is can make sound. Then okay, then we can, it is a very abstract method. So I am writing pass here. Now it is you can say it is a parent class. Different classes uh, can inherit from this parent class. For example, if I am creating a class dog, so this class could be inherited from animal. Now what is meant by inheritance or inherited? This class dog must have these methods already in its body. We can redefine these methods, but this dog class must have these features in it. So this dog, this dog can make sound, and we have discussed self parameter is already there. Now you can, what sound this dog can create. It can create sound, some like whoa whoa. So we can write here, and because we just want to discuss these concepts in simple way, then if we have another class cat, and this class is also inherited from animal, then if we are defining the same method for the cat class, and we know what type of sound cat can create, it can create meow. So I am returning this type of sound here. Now uh, here you can see we have three classes. One is animal, and there are two other classes. Now we can create objects of these classes. For example, so we can write here German Shepherd. Okay, so we have created this object of the dog, and now we can call some uh, function of this dog, and you can see here there is a function make underscore sound. So I can call this function by using object name, and you can see it is name of the object. and this dog with capital D is a name of the class. So if I am writing name of the object, after writing dot here or period here, here I will get the list of data members and function members. So I just want to call the make sound function. So you can see I am calling this function, and you know this what this function is returning. This function is returning some sort of string. So I can print this string straight away, or I can store the value in some sort of variable. Right now I am printing here in print function, and I am saying the dog speaks, or I can say the dog make sound like this. Okay, if I am running this code, you can see what will happen. It is saying the dog makes sound like woof woof. So it is very simple concept of classes and objects. We have one class and two different methods in this class. Then we have second class, we have third class. We have created object of the dog class, and we have provided here two parameters. For example, I want to get the name of the dog, this one. So how can I get? I am just again calling in a print statement. So the name of the dog is, I have to, whenever I want to call the data member or function member of any object, I have to use the name of the object. So I'm using dog dot this name. So it will print the name of the dog. For example, it is saying the name of the dog is puppy, and if I want to get the species of the dog, then I have to repeat this concept, and I can replace dog dot name with dog dot species, and I can I can replace some text here. The species of the dog is, if I am running this code, then you can see it is saying the species of the dog is German Shepherd. Okay, so let me add here. I can create different objects of the same class. For example, it is dog, and I am creating another object dog1, or you can say I can create object golden boxer. Okay, dog underscore boxer. So it is another object. I want to create this object for this class, and again I have to pass two arguments. One name. I don't know what are specific names for dogs, but I am writing here as per my poor knowledge about these dogs. So the species is boxer. So I have created another object, and this object, the identifier of this object is descriptive. So we can know the species from the name of the object. But if I want to call different members of this class, I have to use the same concepts. I have to use name of the object dog underscore boxer dot make underscore sound, and I will receive the value of the sound in some other variable. I am creating here a variable sound underscore boxer, is equal to dog underscore boxer dot make underscore sound. So after receiving value in this variable, I can print this value. For example, the boxer uh, makes sounds, or otherwise I can say the dog boxer makes sounds like, because if it is different species but the sound is approximately same, so you can see what it is saying. If I am running this code, it is saying the dog boxer makes sounds like woof woof. So it is another object. Now let me repeat my words, just like I have been discussing example of real world process of building, construction of building. If someone want to construct some building, or if someone want to construct a home for his family, then what the person have to do? First of all, he will visit some architect. Then he will discuss with architect, I have the land, and the size of land is this and this, and I want to construct a house. Kindly make a model for me, make a architecture for me. Then that architect is creating an architecture. Then according to that architecture, the different engineers are constructing the house. So so if another person have the same size of land, and he like our architecture or our model, then he can construct the same house following the same architecture. So the same concepts are here. We have some class dog, and we can create as many objects of this dog as per our requirement. I can create some other object. For example, I can create uh, some other single bagel. Okay, I can create some other object, dog underscore bagel. I think I am right. Okay. Okay, so I can create another object by using the same concept, and I have to provide two arguments, one name. I don't know what should be the name of this dog, but I am using this one. Then I can call different data members or function members of this object. For example, if I want to uh, if I want to get the name and sound and species for this dog Beagle, then I have to replace the name of the object. It is dog underscore Beagle, and I have to replace name of the object everywhere wherever I am using name of the object. So you can see if I am running this code, so last three lines are for new object. So you can see the dog make underscore sound like woof woof. It is very common. Name of the dog is Mishi, and the species of the dog is Beagle. So you can see we have created three objects of the same class. Let me repeat my words uh, from very first slide. Uh, the object-oriented programming is based on real-world entities to solve some problem using object-oriented paradigm. First of all, we have to identify the entities of the real world. Then these entities will become classes in any object-oriented programming language. In our case, we are following Python, so these entities will become a class in Python. Then these classes has its physical existence in the form of objects, because even if we are doing programming using C++ or Java or PHP or Python, the basic concepts of object oriented programming are always same. Fine. We must have some classes, we must have objects, we must have data members of class and function members of class. Then we have to create some objects, we have to call data members and function members and so on. Encapsulation is there, inheritance is there. Different concepts are common to different programming languages because it is a way to program, it's not specific to some programming language. So it is about doc class. We can create object of other class which is cat. For example, you can see here, if I want to create object of cat, so I must okay. Okay, for example, it is Persian cat. I can create some object for uh, Persian underscore cat. It is the name of the object, and I want to create object for cat class. I have to pass two parameter, two arguments, one name, and the name could be okay, whatever it is. Now then, species is Persian cat. Then I can, because this cat class also have a method make sound. I can call that method, and you know how I will call. I can call in print function the cat sound is like. I have to use object of the class, which is Persian underscore cat dot make underscore sound. So now you know this dot operator is used to access different data members and function members of any class. So this way I can get the I can call the make underscore sound function, and it is saying the cat sound is like this one. Further, I can call the name data member. The name of the cat is, and you know how I will call it, is the object of the cat dot name. This way. Now if I want to call the species of the cat, I have to repeat the same thing, but I have to change here species. Okay, so these things are very basic, these concepts are very basic for object oriented programming language. It is saying the cat sound is like meow meow, and it is saying the name of the cat is Mao, the species of the cat is Persian cat. So let me tell you, there are some other concepts also. For example, we have been discussing inheritance. You can you can see here this parent class animal has this function make underscore sound, and child classes also have function make underscore sound. So it is concept of inheritance. We can discuss different concepts, but let me tell you, we will discuss these concepts in further sessions. Now we will discuss some
we have to solve some problem statement.